It was supposed to be a routine drive. One night, one road, one final delivery. Somewhere in the cold heart of Scandinavia, a truck driver vanished, without a struggle, without a witness, and without a trace. There was no emergency call, no crash, just silence, stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Long-haul trucking in Scandinavia follows a different rhythm than in most places. Distances are longer, towns are fewer, and in winter, darkness becomes a constant presence. Roads cut through forests that seem endless, winding past frozen lakes, low mountains, and stretches of land where there are no houses, no lights, and no sign of human life. The driver, a 42-year-old man called Eric, had been driving these roads for more than 10 years. Long enough to know how quickly conditions could change. Long enough to understand that winter demanded patience and respect. Colleagues described him as quiet, reliable, someone who preferred routine over risk. He wasn't known for taking shortcuts or pushing limits unnecessarily. Night driving suited him. Fewer cars, less noise, long, uninterrupted hours behind the wheel. For Eric, the road was not an adventure. It was simply work. That night, he was driving a familiar northbound route, one he had driven many times before. On paper, the assignment was ordinary, a refrigerated trailer carrying general cargo. Nothing valuable, nothing unusual. The truck itself was modern and well-maintained, a Scandinavian semi-truck designed for long winter routes. The cab was heated. The tires were rated for snow and ice. Advanced braking systems helped manage slippery roads and sudden changes in terrain. Inside the cab, the space felt personal, lived in. A driver's seat worn smooth from years of use. A bunk behind it. Storage compartments holding small, practical items, gloves, paperwork, a thermos, a radio microphone resting within reach. For many drivers, the truck becomes a second home, a place of routine and familiarity, warmth in the middle of cold landscapes. As Eric drove north, the weather slowly began to shift. Snow started lightly at first, fine flakes drifting across the windshield. The road remained visible, but the edges blurred. Wind moved through the forest in low, steady gusts, pushing snow across the asphalt in thin sheets. Traffic was sparse. A few oncoming vehicles passed in the opposite direction, headlights briefly illuminating the cab before disappearing back into the dark. At one point, Eric passed another truck heading south. They exchanged a short acknowledgement over the radio. Nothing unusual. A brief check on road conditions. A comment about the snowfall picking up further north. A simple confirmation that the route was still open. Conversations like that were common. Routine. Often forgotten moments later. At 22:41, Eric checked in with dispatch. His voice sounded calm. Familiar. He reported worsening weather. Increasing snowfall. Wind across open sections of road. Roads getting bad. I'll push through. It was not said with urgency. Just information. A statement made by someone who had spoken similar words many times before. Dispatch acknowledged. The line went quiet. After the final check-in, the road continued north. Snow thickened. Visibility dropped. Headlights cut through darkness that felt almost solid, as if the night itself had weight. In winter, familiar roads change character. Landmarks fade. Trees blend together. Curves feel sharper. Distances become harder to judge. Inside the cab, the world remained controlled. Warm. Quiet. The steady hum of the engine. The rhythmic movement of tires on packed snow. Outside, the forest closed in. Sometime after midnight, communications stopped. At first, no one was alarmed. Dead zones were common along this route. Drivers missed check-ins regularly, sometimes for hours. But by morning, concern began to grow. Eric failed to arrive at his scheduled stop. His mandatory rest period passed without confirmation. The delivery was not logged. Phone calls went unanswered. Dispatch attempted radio contact. Silence. By early afternoon, authorities were notified. A missing vehicle. A missing driver. A route that needed to be checked. Search teams began retracing the road. Kilometer after kilometer of frozen asphalt winding through snow-covered forest. Conditions had worsened overnight. Fresh snowfall had settled over the landscape, softening edges and covering tracks. Then, just before dusk, a road maintenance worker noticed something unusual. A truck parked partially off the road. Not at a designated stop. Not at a rest area. Just slightly angled, as if pulled over briefly. Authorities were alerted. The truck had not crashed. It was not damaged. The engine was off. The keys were missing. Inside the cab, Eric's jacket was still there. His wallet lay untouched. Personal items remained in place. There were no signs of a struggle. No broken glass. No disturbance. Outside, footprints were visible in the snow, leading away from the truck. Only a short distance. Then, nothing. Fresh snowfall had erased everything beyond that point. Investigators examined the interior carefully. Food remained unopened. A phone charger lay coiled where it always had. Small routines frozen in time. There was no indication of panic. No sign that Eric had left in a hurry. Whatever made him step outside did not appear urgent. Search operations lasted for days. Helicopters scanned the forest from above. Dogs followed scent trails that faded into nothing. Volunteers searched ravines, frozen rivers, and old logging roads. Nothing was found. No body. No belongings. No clues. Investigators considered exposure. Hypothermia can cause confusion, disorientation, poor judgment. But Eric was experienced, and the truck offered warmth and shelter. Why leave it? An accident was considered, but there were no signs of a fall. No broken ice. No crash debris. Foul play was discussed, but the cargo was untouched, and no witnesses reported seeing another vehicle. The road remained silent. Disappearances like this are rare in the Nordic countries, but not unheard of. Long distances, harsh weather, vast wilderness. When people vanish here, the environment often becomes the final witness. Snow erases timelines. Forests hide direction. Cold turns small mistakes into permanent ones. Weeks passed, then months, then years. The case slowly went cold. Searches ended. Files were archived. But the road remains. Somewhere along that stretch of asphalt, something happened. In the north, nature does not explain itself. Snow buries. Forests consume. Time erases. Eric was never found. Just a truck. And a stretch of road that still waits. This was Shadows of the North. Subscribe to the channel for more stories from the North.